it is hopefully going to help the heat situation. It is summertime here in southern Maryland. It's hot, 90s. So we got an industrial fan, brushed nickel finish to hang right here. And we have a plastic box in the ceiling anchored to one of the rafters. It's a plastic box, but it is rated for a ceiling fan with some specific hardware. So let's unpack this thing and see what's in it. All our goodies. Got the fan motor. It's 12-inch rods. We're going to use that. We got 9.5-foot ceiling. That's the fan bracket support. 3 metal blades. So I wouldn't recommend the trampoline underneath here. Directions, which I have read. Trust me. If your husband or boyfriend or whatever is not reading the directions these days, it starts about 40. Then we'll start doing it. And then we got to figure out how to get this thing on the wall. You got to have your power going into A to this transformer. It's got a speed control on it. So the power goes in, it's reduced or magnified via this switch, and then back out through the F to the fan box. So I'm gonna have to fish a little wire to make that work properly. But let's start by getting the fan installed. First part of the first part. All right, I'm not an electrician, so you need to consult a professional if you are not secure in your ability to do this stuff. But I'm gonna tell you how we do it here. This is a typically wired ceiling fan box. It's got an appliance ground. It's got a red for hot, it's got a black for hot, and it's got a neutral, okay? So over there on the wall, which I'm gonna have to do a little work to make that, speed control work, this black wire here, this black wire will be coming back from that speed control when we're done. And it will tie to the black wire on the fan. That's for the motor. That's for the blades to spin around. The white one goes to the white wire. It's the neutral. The grounds go together as you would expect. And then this light doesn't have one, but this red wire here would be to a light. So you see that there's 3 switches. One goes to the stairwell, the other 2 come here. One is the red one, which would have been for lights, and the other one is a black one, which would be for the fan. This particular fan that Lisa picked out doesn't have lights, but we don't really need that anyway. So this will just stay wire capped into the top of the box, and at some point if somebody ever changes this and wants one with lights, they got it. So once these are hooked up, this canopy slides up there, screws in place, and that's that. And I do have some gasket material, see, I'm gonna put around here to keep the critters from flying up there. Okie dokie. That's how we're gonna do that one. Make sure your power's off. All right, let's get some gasket material. All right, once the glue on that gasket dries a little bit, we'll trim it up. All right, now if we've done our job, that should turn on with the switch. It just won't have any speed control. So there we go. Now the rest of the operation is going to take place right here. I'm gonna probably mount the little speed control right under here. So I pull 2 wires from here out to where the speed control is going to be, and then I'll explain how that's going to get hooked up. Okay, again, if you're not comfortable with this, don't do it, call an electrician. I'm just showing you how it's done here. You can see where the power's coming from. See these black ones all knotted up? You go into the bottom of the switch here, jump, go to that switch. So that one wire, that one hot's feeding the bottom of both these switches. When you turn the switch on, you complete the circuit and the juice goes out the red one up to the fixture. Same thing with this black one. We know this black one is what's working the fan, and the red one would be working the light if there was a light. There is not. So we're going to take this black one and we're going to jump it down to here into the speed control, and then out of the speed control and tie it to this one going to the fan. If that makes sense, I hope. We'll take one hot down, tie it to the speed control. All right, then out of the speed control back up into the box to the black wire which goes to the fan. So let me do that because I can't hold this and do that too, and then I'll show you and hopefully it'll make more sense. Okay, if you like carnival games, you'll enjoy this. So I just put a hole in the box, run 2 number 14 wires down to a hole I made here. Make sure there's no obstructions here. So what's going to happen is we're going to take these 2, tie them together. That's going to send the hot down into this rheostat on the white wire. Then we'll send it back up on the black wire. So this wire and this wire, which is the black one that goes to the light, will be tied together. So you see it's not that complicated. Let's go over this one more time. We're going to use this white one to send the hot to the box. I'll put a piece of black tape on it so it's identified as being used as hot. That'll go into one side of the thermostat or the fan speed control. This black one will come out the other side of the fan speed control, come back into this box and tie to the black one that goes to the fan and operates the fan motor. So let me hook that up and I'll let you see what it looks like. This is hard to see. I got the circuit off. I also pulled a ground wire through and relieved the hole behind this bracket so the screw could tighten. So we got a ground and what is essentially 2 hots. Where we grounded this to the clamp underneath, that will ground the switch, which is always an excellent idea when you standing on cement. So you see here, this white wire is going to bring in the source, come up, wrap around here, go through the speed control, come back out through the black wire to the fan. See, that's very simple operation. Up here, we'll take the white wire that's connected to the end on this speed control and tie it to the black one. The black one up here that's coming out of that speed control, we'll tie it to the black one that goes to the fan. And then we'll tie them grounds together so we got a good solid ground on that. So let me do that real quick. Okay, one last time. We got our grounds tied together. The hot from the switch box goes down in to the fan control, then comes out of the fan control on the black wire, back to the switch box, tied together with the fan the wire that leaves the switch box and goes to the fan. In addition to that, I found, so nobody gets confused with this later on down the line, I've got where we eliminated the light plug, the light switch for the fan, and the fan switch, because the fan's now controlled right here. I could have left the fan switch there and you could just hit it there and that would turn the power off to this, but what's the point? Anyway, let's put this back together and we'll turn it on and see if we got a fan. Well, I would say that that is industrial looking, to say the least. That thing has actually has stainless steel blades on it, so it ain't no joke. And here is this all put back together. There's our speed control, and obviously we blanked off the other 2 switches. This one works, that, and the one's upstairs. So let's see what we got. One through 5 is the 7. Oh my gosh, what a difference that's gonna make. Blends with the ceiling nice too. Lisa will be happy to see that. Well, that's how we put in a ceiling fan. If you're uncomfortable with any of this, call an electrician. Pretty basic. I guess just about anybody can put a ceiling fan. Anyway, if you followed us through with this, we appreciate it. If you subscribe, we appreciate that. If you haven't, we'd hope you would think about it. Anyway, until the next one, adios, my friends. So, interesting little side note on this fan. After I installed it, it had a little wobble to it, more than I would think is acceptable. So anyway, the directions said that these fan blades, they're metal, are weighed and put together at the factory, so similar fans that weigh the same, or all packed with one fan, so it should be pretty much balanced. Anyway, said if it doesn't seem balanced, it's got some wobble to it, just indiscriminately just take 2 blades off and flip-flop them. And I did, and I'd be dead gone if it didn't work. That thing's just as steady right now. And here's the control over here on this wall. Crank this thing up to 5. And you'll see, we get this way so we're not facing in the sun. Now you can see that post, that pipe. That's pretty good. You don't want to make a mess ups with that thing because it's metal blades. If that sucker comes down, it's going to hurt somebody. So you definitely want to make sure you got all your P's and Q's on that one. All right.